Hello and welcome. My name is Alan. We're going to do a little bit of news for Sunday here. It's been a while since I've done an actual news episode, but let's get into this. I was perusing, trying to see what news information we can look at. So, first, we have Governor Greg Abbott said Texas's strict abortion law would eliminate all rapists. But clinics say the number of rape cases have been consistently high, according to a report. So, yeah, they still are trying to push abortion out, but they can't give any real good reason. Because if you try to say, oh, it's because of my faith, that's not a good reason. And so they try to do other ways to eliminate it, and it's just not working. Clinics in Texas have been struggling with the demand for assisting rape victims, and the numbers have stayed consistently high. Rape crisis clinic employees said or told the actual AP. It comes as Greg Abbott pledged to eliminate all rapists as a result of the state's strict abortion law. I guess rape is one of the few uh, exceptions, but apparently it's not helping with the total number of rapes. So yeah. Another piece of news we want to look at. Iran vows no leniency as seething women led protest entered the 10th day. This is from the Times of Israel. So yeah, Iran experiencing its own issues right now with protests. The judiciary chief calls for decisive action to put down riots. Hundreds of demonstrators, activists, and journalists arrested. At least 41 dead. So, yeah. The other piece of big news going on, still Ukraine and Russia's invasion. You see, the U.S. apparently has now warned of catastrophic consequences if Russia uses nuclear weapons in Ukraine, because there have been suggestions that that may be coming. Um, the United States warns on Sunday of catastrophic consequences if Moscow were to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine after Russia's foreign minister said regions holding widely criticized referendums would get full protection if annexed by Moscow. Votes in 4 eastern Ukrainian regions aimed at annexing territory Russia has taken by force were staged for a third day on Sunday. The Russian parliament could now could move to formalize the annexation within days. Um, let's see, by incorporating the areas of Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia into Russia, Moscow would portray efforts to retake them as attacks on Russia itself, a warning to Kiev and its Western allies. But the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said on Sunday the United States would respond to any Russia use of nuclear weapons against Ukraine and that it had spelled out to Moscow uh, the catastrophic consequences it would face. So yeah, we know Russia has put forth the sham referendums to try to reclaim Luhansk, Donetsk, and Kherson regions. You know, a few years back, they annexed Crimea. But yeah, it's getting ridiculous. Now, this is not going without pushback in Russia itself. Scores of citizens are detained after police clash with people opposed to military mobilization in Russia's Dagestan. So yeah, at least 100 people were detained at a protest opposing the mobilization in southern Russian region of Dagestan, underscoring the anger with President Vladimir Putin's order to send hundreds of thousands more people to fight in Ukraine. And if you think it's just protesting, it's serious. Because Putin has escaped to a secret palace in a forest amid anti-draft protests in Russian cities, report says. This is according to Business Insider. Vladimir Putin has escaped to a secret palace amid anti-draft protests in Russia, per a report. OVD Info said 724 people were detained across 32 different cities on Saturday. Putin intends to stay at the palace until at least Thursday, a journalist said, citing 3 sources. So yeah, Putin, Russia, they may have been trying to stand strong until this point, but with the sanctions and everything, with now they're struggling to really get ground in their military attempt in Ukraine. You know, the more common sense tactic would be to just say, okay, you know, I screwed up. It was a bad choice. Let's end this attempted invasion. But no, he don't want to do that. His oligarchs that support him don't want to do that. So yeah. But to end off here, we do have a pretty unique look at what is a a an Aurora. So let's watch this. I got this off Reddit. Yeah. This happens further north. This was in Manitoba, Canada. I think they said Churchill. Churchill, Manitoba, Canada. So yeah. But that will be it for today. I do want to thank y'all for sticking with me. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I will be putting sources to this video in the description below the video. But until next time, later.